Solomon, why you look so exhausted and disturbed?
Teaching nowadays is so hard. I am seriously lost. I am absolutely sure my student sees me as a boring old man.
Teaching is ever evolving, Solomon. But I wonder why you are lost in it.
What you ask? I am using the usual ways, but it seems never enough to attract these students of mine.
Dude, calm down. Have you ever heard of Tpack?
What's that?
Don't worry. Let's grab a seat and I will enlighten you.
Thank you. My legs are hurting. So, Tpack? What's that again?
It is the one thing that you absolutely need now. Tpack is the tool which has the ability to connect pedagogy, content, and technology. It is where technological knowledge, content knowledge, and pedagogical knowledge all connect together in that sweet spot.
You serious? Tell me more about it.
Of course I am. Why would I lie to you about this? So where do I start? Let's see. Let's take an example of your 6th grade students' lesson of what is pollution for environmental health. It's a 1 to 2 class lesson describing the ways that we as humans affect the environment and describing pollution and what it looks like. The process will be to ask what is pollution, what kinds of human activities create pollution. Usually, students will discuss examples of pollution and then in the given time they compile pictures in group and create a presentation on examples of pollution in their own community, school, or environment. And then they would present the completed presentations in class.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And now, let's take this lesson and update it according to Tpack. Let's start with content knowledge. What are we teaching? What is our knowledge of the content? In this lesson in particular, our required content knowledge is science and environmental health, specifically pollution. We need to have a strong and deep understanding of pollution. What is the pedagogical knowledge that we need? This is how students learn and the best practices for teaching. The required pedagogical knowledge is the best practices for middle school students.
I see. I understand that's a good start for the teacher and also students. Tell me more about it.
Sure, we also need to have a good understanding of grouping strategy. Let's look at the T section, or the technological knowledge. This is understanding the wide range of tools available, standard and advanced technologies. The required technological knowledge is to have a knowledge of the tools available using the internet. We need to have an idea of the tools that would better the specific lesson we teach.
So, we need to think about what tools are available to use in this specific lesson. Why I haven't thought of this before.
Traditional ways need some tinkering, if we are looking to make it interesting. Don't you think that way too, Solomon?
Yeah, I do now.
We also need to make sure we understand technological pedagogical knowledge, which is the understanding application of technology tools for a specific group, as well as intentionally selecting those tools.
And it will be following with pedagogical content knowledge, which is how to teach what we are teaching to our specific students.
Exactly. In the middle, we have technological pedagogical content knowledge, the ability to connect pedagogy content and technology. We need to be purposeful in making applications in each of the regions, remember.
I see. Making sure that we are in the center here, in that sweet spot.
Yep, it is always about that sweet spot. Some things we can do to update our lesson would be to add a few steps. For instance, the steps were to be highlighted. We could give each group a class camera and take a field trip around school grounds to document pollution examples. Remember, teaching has always been about teaching students how to catch a fish, not fishing for them.
Yeah, we could also allow groups to use time and use the internet, specifically during lab time to research and compile pictures. This directly make them to use technology tools to do some research.
There you go, Solomon Sir has reborn. For presentations, we could have students and groups select between creating a wiki, a podcast along with a poster, or maybe a video using visual and audio tools.
I see. All these ideas fall within the Tpack model. They are integrating technology, best practices, and pedagogy for our students. We just need to make sure that they are staying within the content of our lesson, which is pollution and environmental health.
Yep, exactly.
I am so happy I have talked to you about this. Now I have a clearer picture and much clearer motivation. Thank you so much, Teacher Geets. You have been so helpful.
It's my pleasure, Solomon. I am happy I have been a help to you. Well, it's time already. Shall we move?
Sure, this meal is on me.